hello, welcome back. Once again, it is I, Hazel, together with my other friends, my other acquaintances.
So we're not
These
friends.
two other random people.
These other people.
Colleagues.
Altair, sorry, I didn't see you. You were giving me the floor. Altair.
Yeah, and
Andres.
welcome everyone listening. So we're back for our final episode of this Nicolas Cage special, the Nicolas Cage trilogy.
The Nicolas Cage trilogy.
I didn't even really realize this was a trilogy when we started.
Yeah, me neither. It was a funny, a lucky surprise.
I mean, it's like an unofficial trilogy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not that the audience gets confused.
Yeah, we've already been through The Rock,
Yep.
Nic Cage and Sean Connery.
Yep.
Face Off, Nic Cage and
And
John
John
Travolta. And now
Nic
it's
Cage.
your pick.
Yeah. So today we are doing the wonderful film Con Air.
Dun, dun.
Da-na-na-na.
Chan chan.
Which I guess because in The Rock and Face Off you have someone like, you know, alongside with him, just one person. You have two male.
The co-star, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but in this one you have a lot of people. I mean, I guess
You have a big cast, yeah.
I guess the main one would be John Malkovich.
Yeah.
But he's like the antagonist.
Yeah, but I guess he's like the other big name there, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you think Con Air.
He's on the
and
poster.
And it's exactly, and it's Con Air, Nic Cage and John Malkovich, but it has a really nice cast. It has
Yeah.
John Cusack,
Ving Rhames.
what's
Dave
his name?
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle, Steve Buscemi,
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo, for
was
the
many
Latino
more.
representation.
As a rapist.
We're all criminals.
I was
and
going to
rapists,
comment on that. I was
apparently.
like, the Latino is a serial rapist.
Or maybe that's why they tried to have like a Latina security guard to kind of like
Is she
balance.
Latina? Oh,
I read her
No.
as Latina.
okay.
I think so.
I think
I mean, I don't
her
think
name
they-
was like American.
Hang
Well,
on.
she could be of Latina heritage.
No, you have to have a Spanish name.
Let's see. Monica Potter.
Monica.
No, sorry, that's
No.
his wife.
That's it. Okay.
Rachel Ticotin.
Is that Spanish?
Ticotin.
Is that Latino? Is that
No,
I
I guess
don't know.
her even her character is like bishop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so I guess not.
no? That's what I mean. Like he just had like a
I don't
But
know, I
she
didn't
looks
know.
Latina. No, but exactly like her. I mean, her parents are from Puerto Rico, so I
Oh,
think she has.
in the
Okay.
movie?
No, like
Because
the
if
actress,
the people in the movie don't
actress.
act really Latino, I get confused.
Oh my
So, no, they have to wear like
If,
sombreros.
have to act
if they
Latino.
don't fall into stereotypes, then they're not.
They have
a
to speak
Latino
with a Spanish
character.
accent, or else I don't understand.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like that's what it's like. I recognize that phenotype. You're one of us.
I sense you. My Latino radar is going off.
Exactly. So I'm guessing maybe that's why, because
Okay.
it would be like really,
Yeah.
even in the 90s, to just. Who knows? So maybe
Yeah.
it's just a coincidence that she happens to be of Latino descent. But whatever, in any case, Con Air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we got a bit sidetracked there. Oh man. So the premise, if you've never listened to any other episodes, I would highly recommend them. They're excellent.
Especially the ones I'm in.
The basic premise of our podcast is we basically introduce films to each of our other co-hosts that the other hasn't seen, hopefully. That's the aim anyway.
Sometimes we just give up.
Sometimes we just want to do a film and
And it's like, well, we'll pretend we haven't seen it.
I mean, I hadn't seen it before I met you, so but I introduced them both to Con Air, which you definitely hadn't seen before. No, so
That sounds like you're introducing us to like drugs.
and then I basically like pitch the episode, and then we go through it, talk about like 5 reasons why it's a good film, why I would recommend it, and then we'll end with a rating, and some fun facts.
Yeah.
So
Very informative because we can have fun while learning.
Thing is-
something. This is edutainment. People.
Exactly. This is good entertainment. This is what entertainment's supposed to do. So my pitch, my logline for this film is: a southern convict with a heart of gold decides to risk his chance for freedom to foil the escape plan of a ragtag group of prisoners.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
he is
In a plane.
He has a heart of gold,
And he is definitely southern.
and he made sure that we knew he is southern.
He's southern in this movie. It's a weird choice. But we'll talk about that.
It's very distracting.
It's a bit distracting. And yeah, so like 5 reasons why I think you should like this film. For one, I think it has an interesting, entertaining cast of characters. You've got a great cast anyway. They all bring their own like personalities and stuff to it. You've still got a good script, like interesting characters. Great guitar riffs.
Yeah.
I love the guitar riffs. Such a good soundtrack. A bit of slow-mo in some instances.
I think
Just enough.
you have to have slow.
Yeah, and my third reason, high stakes. I mean, we're talking about this. I mean, I was while watching it in my head, I was thinking of another John Cusack film, 2012, which we saw recently.
That's a horrible movie.
That's
I
a
hate it.
horrible.
It's a terrible film, but what we notice is like it doesn't give you a second to breathe.
Yeah.
Like as soon as they get to one thing, another thing happens, and
When did you watch 2012?
oh, it was a little.
Oh,
while.
okay. I thought
Yeah.
I watched it like recently.
No.
And but like the film manages to build up stakes well in this instance, where it's like, you know, okay, is he gonna get off the plane and let them get away and leave his cellmate, you know, to potentially die? Because then you also have the cellmate who's diabetic, but then they don't have a needle, like it gets broken in the process of the takeover. And then you have like he has to protect the female guard from getting raped, you know, and so it's like all of these different. The stakes are high. You're invested.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. My fourth reason, it doesn't have a very just black and white view of the justice system.
Yeah. That's.
I think it's making some interesting points. Like, not that you root for like the convicts to these murderers and stuff to get away, but I don't think it's like they're still sort of like sympathetic characters to some extent, or like you're at least interested to see like their story and like the FBI agents and stuff. Like you have like John Cusack, who's the good guy, you know, who like still sees them as human beings, and then you have what's his name, Malloy or something.
All
I
their
think
character.
yeah, the guy who's
Asshole
just
guy.
the asshole, the asshole FBI agent who's just like, let's shoot these motherfuckers down. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Plays by his own rules. So I think that's quite interesting. And then well-directed action scenes. I think you get some good action scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I think it's like you said, I think it makes a really good job because it's not a film that wants you to root for the criminals, but they do show you their point of view.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're not, they're not like, hey, this is obviously the bad guys who are trying to escape. It's also a system that is, it's made for having these people to fail.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I guess is something that also, it's a comment that also I saw in The Rock. Like the Rock, they also made to tell you, oh, like, okay, like, I mean, not in the prison system, but in the system as America, you know. We know America, you're not doing very well. And probably in the 90s you weren't either.
The ways in which America has failed, part 300.
Yeah, exactly. So I think like that's also like a theme in The Rock, right? Like in this time is the military.
Yes. Yeah.
How the military, the system fails their military, and here is like the system fails its inmates.
Yeah,
so
the prisoners. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
they're
I think
basically
is
like
really
good
cool.
and bad people in both sides.
Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I really enjoy watching John Malkovich in everything he does.
So good in this. I love him.
So yeah, I think it's a nice, very funny,
Fun.
fun
Yeah.
film. Yes.
Yeah. So that's get into the plot, I guess.
I also like the fact that it's a very cool 90s premise, you know, like
Exactly, it's one of those, yeah.
These convicts just hijack this plane, and I love it. Welcome to Con Air. It's like, it's really cool.
It's so good, so many good lines.
It's a really nice name.
Again,
I think, it's a very good.
I just love that Nic Cage did this movie and then Face Off, like back to back, like at the same time. This crazy premise.
Yeah. No, but that's cinema for you.
That's the 90s for you. So
let's begin with this amazing first sequence.
Let's do it.
Well, I guess it starts like he's a soldier, isn't he? Like at the beginning, and he's just come back from.
He's being discharged.
Yes, yeah, and he's Southern.
He's Southern. I want to see my door.
Hey, baby. Which is the first thing you learn about him, along with being a soldier.
I like that it's subtle, like subtle.
It's very subtle.
You don't realize it.
It's a very subtle Southern.
Yeah.
But I think like they're in Alabama, I think, aren't they? Like it says Alabama.
Yeah. I mean, it's justified. It's just it's just that it's like
just a weird.
Couldn't you just tone it down a bit?
Like you couldn't. Did you not have an accent?
The thing is, it sounds like somebody who's like doesn't speak like that normally, and he's just doing an accent.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like a caricature of a Southern person.
Yeah.
But anyway, like he's just got home, and then he meets his wife, who's working as a waitress at a bar.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant.
Exactly.
Which I'm wondering, like, how long was he away for? That
she was
pregnant.
Exactly.
And not showing.
She wasn't showing. That's true.
True.
I was wondering about that.
Maybe he's not the father.
Nick, you went to jail for this whore.
Protecting this whore.
No, I'm kidding.
Well played.
But
well played.
Yeah, you played the fool. But that's true. I hadn't noticed that. Yeah, because she's not showing her anything.
No, exactly.
Unless it was the military get like conjugal visits.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Think that's
because they
how
are
it
from
works.
they're from like the Gulf War.
Yeah,
war
exactly. I
is
don't know
this?
what. I guess it must have been the Gulf War if it's the 90s.
So it's like not in America. Like it's probably like off in Iraq or something. Like that. I don't know.
Saying. Just saying.
Okay, I think
Unless he went on a very short.
Exactly.
Tour.
I don't know. Yeah.
Like but it had to be what?
Like 2 months or something.
Unless he was on a break, like he was
but
there.
that makes him even a better man. Now he's even an even golden
That adds another
heart.
layer to the character. That is true.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this entire premise.
This changes the whole thing.
That changes all my notes.
Now we need to have a sequel.
Oh man. Where he
Exactly,
finds
that's
out.
the sequel where he finds out that this kid is not his. Oh goodness.
Poor
Okay.
Nick.
Yeah.
But so he meets up with his wife, and then there's also like some drunk dicks, like
I just imagine like literal
dicks.
They are
drunk, sitting at the bar, getting drunk.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what men do in bars.
But like there's some drunk guys who are being dicks. Like they're hitting on his wife, even though they're dancing together.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. I never understand why I don't even know if people in real life do this, but like, why would you expect it's gonna happen? Like, I guess
it's just I think like that whole setup is so rushed.
Yeah.
And so
it could have been just like they got robbed or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like a little bit forced in a way, because of course you want to make him look good because he's defending his wife and all that thing, but I think it's very it feels very fake, you know, like this guy's approach her while she's dancing with this guy.
And this guy's like not like a wimpy guy. He's like super buff.
He's got his uniform on.
He has a uniform on. That's the thing. Like, you know, this you shouldn't mess with this guy.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a commentary of how alcohol makes a very stupid thing.
Or the lack of respect that veterans get
exactly.
from American society.
But it's like that's like the
Which is
one-way
another
ticket.
theme it shares in common with The Rock.
Exactly.
But that's like, I think the quickest way to go to jail is to like just piss off like a military guy.
It's weird.
Yeah, but well.
Yeah, because like if she'd been on her own, I would have got,
Yeah.
like I would have got it. But yeah, so so like afterwards we're trying to go into their car. It's raining outside, and then they're like these three guys gang up on him, and they basically try and kill him. I guess like they haven't like one of them pulls a knife, doesn't he? And it's like why?
Yeah.
Why?
What?
Why do these three guys go off?
They really want to rape his wife. Like they've
They're
been
committed
planning
to
it
this cause.
forever. I don't know.
But anyway, like Nic Cage, as told by the judge later on, is a dangerous weapon.
Yeah, because
Just
of his
kills the guy in
military
one hit.
training.
He dies.
Yeah, like he
immediately.
beats them up and then he kills one of the guys.
Yeah.
And this is where it kind of like the setup kind of loses me a bit because it's like, yeah, the judge is like, oh, your body is a dangerous weapon. Like you should have known better. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he was. I mean, it's
Acting in
self-defense.
self-defense.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
It's self-defense.
And
He
they
was protecting
sentenced him
his
for
wife.
like 10 years or something. It's like
Yeah.
I
way
know,
too
like,
much.
'cause that's the thing. Like, I think his lawyer tries to, okay, if you plead guilty, then
If
you
you plead
will
guilty.
you will get 4 years stuff. And I
Shitty
think
lawyer.
that's why he says, okay,
Guilty.
I played gay. I played gay. this is the moment when I come out.
I plead gay, Your Honor. Oh, that's
I'm
good.
sorry. He pleads guilty, and then pleads guilty,
Yeah.
and that's when the judge like sucker punches him in a way because he's like, okay, now you're sentenced to 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, what the fuck? You told me
I would get 4, motherfucker.
bad lawyer.
But I didn't get that bit where the
Yeah.
lawyer says plead guilty.
Yeah. There's like it's like very short scene. I don't think
Okay.
you even see the lawyer. You just see like his suit.
Yeah.
And he says like, look, if you plead guilty, then we'll only give you 4 years.
Okay, yeah.
And then it's like
And this is how the justice system screws over people.
Exactly. That's another commentary.
Another
on it,
commentary. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, and
He
then
goes
we
to
have like
prison.
this really long
Montage.
expositional montage
Yeah.
of him. Hello, little Donna. I heard that
It's
you
been
were born
6
today.
I'm so looking forward to seeing my little girl soon.
And we see him working out.
Yeah, so
and
it's like sort of a time lapse kind of thing, like the years.
His
he's
hair
in
growing.
prison. Exactly, exactly. His hair growing. Apparently, they don't have hairdressers in prison. Yeah, and so like eventually the day comes where he's gonna be released.
Yep.
And he's talking to like his cellmate,
Yeah.
Baby O.
Baby O, who's gonna be moved with him on the plane.
Exactly. I think he's being
I forgot.
transferred.
What did the Baby O guy did? Did they ever explain it?
I don't know if he did.
I probably they didn't because I guess you're supposed to think he's a nice guy, so probably.
But what if he's like a rapist? Now I hate
Yeah,
this
but
guy.
that's the thing. I think that's why they probably didn't explain why he
Yeah.
was there. I think they just say that he's being transferred to another prison.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it could have been like armed robbery or something. Then it would be
Yeah,
like
maybe, yeah.
nice poor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
now I'm like, what if he's like a horrible? What if he's the worst of all the criminals?
No, but I don't think they explain it.
No, I don't think they do.
I see.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think they're moving, like they're all going into this plane. The Baby O,
Baby O.
Baby O, because he's getting transferred, and Nic Cage because he's getting released.
He's getting released.
Yeah.
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 So they're being moved to the plane.
And he buys. That's the.
Oh, that's the other one.
He buys a stuffed bunny
Yep.
in the commissary. I think is how you.
Yeah, yeah.
Commissary, where prisoners buy their stuff from
The
in
stuff
prison.
from, yeah.
He gets one of those for his daughter because it's his birthday.
Yeah, it's
He's
being
been
released
released on his daughter's
on my baby
birthday.
girl's birthday.
I want to apologize to all the Southern community that is, I'm sure, are listening to this podcast.
Oh,
Uh,
we're not mocking you. We're mocking Nic Cage's
Nic-
accent.
Exactly, we're mocking Nicolas Cage accent, not you. Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, so then I think we're introduced to John Cusack's character.
Yeah. Yeah, which is like, I think it's supposed to be like this very kind of cool, laid back guy in a way. Like we see, I think like the first shot is him wearing like sandals with socks.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, like nothing ever goes, as we hear, like nothing ever goes wrong on any of these flights.
Exactly. It's like, nothing is gonna go wrong if we just put a bunch of
Like, this is
criminals
later
together
on.
in the air.
They
Yeah,
even
this
said
is
in one
later
point, like,
on.
we don't have a contingency plan for something like this. Like, it's never been, like,
Yeah, it's never
we don't
happened
even,
before.
we can't even, like, consider this such a thing happening.
No, it's just like not quite yet, but like later on, like I think one of the other women working in his office is like, "Oh God, I hope everything goes okay," and he's like, "Nothing ever goes wrong on these flights." Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like introduced to him, and then we're also introduced to like these two FBI agents, I think. So like
They're DEA, I think.
oh DEA, yeah,
Yeah.
DEA.
Yeah.
They're DEA.
They're trying to find out about this guy, this other guy, drug deals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The guy who's
he's
gonna
a
exactly.
drug
get,
lord or something.
Exactly, because they're picking up in their tour. They're picking up, I guess, a Colombian drug dealer.
Something like that.
It's a
yeah.
Latino drug dealer. It doesn't matter which country in Latin America, but it is a Latino
Yeah,
drug
just so you know,
dealer.
that's easy to keep track of.
And I think, and they want to send like an undercover agent to kind of find out some stuff. about
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
they give him
so-
a gun. Like,
Yeah.
smuggle a gun in the plane.
I mean, they want to give him the gun. Then, like John Cusack says, "Look, no way,
No
one
guns.
goes."
No one carries on these flights.
Exactly, and then eventually they hide
Is that a commentary on guns?
on gun violence, of course.
On the over reliance and over policing of prisoners.
Like, if nobody had guns on the plane,
Well, exactly. Yeah. Like maybe none of that would have,
Yeah, yeah,
Happened.
exactly.
or not as fatally,
Yeah. Not as quickly.
not as quickly.
the bunny would have been the only weapon.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, and then I love this bit where like they get in this van with like all the cameras and stuff, and then John Cusack not only gives them the exposition for all the characters we're about to meet,
Ah,
but
yeah,
also
yeah,
us, like telling us about
like,
all the
This
prisoners.
is what's it called?
Cyrus the virus.
It's a cool
And then
name.
you have,
And
like,
Johnny
Diamond Dog and who else? Johnny 23.
Yeah, exactly.
Pinball.
Johnny 23 is Danny Trejo, no?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have raped
yeah.
23 women.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
looking for
And
a
then,
fourth
like,
one.
Yeah, no,
24th
exactly. And I
one.
think there's like a scene in which he shows like his tattoos, and I think there's like a thorn for each of the
Yeah.
A
victims.
heart. Is the guy?
Or a
the
heart,
guy-
yeah,
Yeah.
something
A
like
heart,
that. And like it's like one for each of the victims, and then there's this line where he says like, "They would call me Johnny 100 if they knew how many I had raped."
If they knew the truth.
If they knew the truth.
Oh,
And,
man.
but yeah, that's true. That they show us who is whom.
Yeah.
They're
And,
pretty colorful casts of horrible criminals.
Yeah. And then you have like Pinball, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Which a guy, I thought he's gonna be like the comedic relief throughout the film, but that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
It wasn't very funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So then they're all brought onto the plane.
Uh-huh.
Everything goes as it's supposed to initially.
But
Yeah.
you immediately start seeing that something's going on because they have like this. They
Oh,
already
yeah.
have the plan. They start to like slowly like show some of the There's clearly something that's about to happen.
Yeah, exactly, because like John Malkovich and I think I don't know if it's
think
Danny
it's-
Trejo, but I think
I think it's
definitely
Ving
John
Rhames,
Malkovich.
isn't it?
Sorry,
I think it's Ving Rhames, isn't it?
That's
What is
the
that?
guy from Mission
Ving
Impossible.
Rhames. The
Being
actor.
Rhames. Sorry, I thought you were saying he's being ramed. Like, what is being ramed? Is that when you put
No.
someone in a cage? No, exactly, because I think he's like put in this cage because he's like high security thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
then you see that he's kind
They
of
like hid
taking-
like a
yeah,
thingy
they
in
hid, like,
under their skin, I
under their
think.
skin,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a little needle. Or
Exactly,
something.
yeah,
That's
to
true.
try and unpick the locks, and then Dave Chappelle, like Pinball, has like swallowed like a
Yeah, key is it? I
No,
don't
like
know.
he
it's like
swallows the
a
guy.
match. A match.
a
Because
match
he's,
and some like diesel or like fuel or something.
Yeah, because he's a how do you call people who
Arsonist.
set fire? Arsonist. He's an
Oh,
arsonist.
okay, yeah.
I think he explains that
I
in
didn't
the
get that.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an arsonist, and that's why he takes out like the match.
Yeah.
Something like
And then also
kerosene or something like that.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
exactly.
match,
And then at this point we should also set up like what's his name, Baby-O, who's diabetic.
Yeah.
And so is expecting to get his shot
Yeah,
on the
like,
plane.
Exactly, like when they're in the bus on the way to the airport.
Yeah.
He said like, "Hey, lady, do you have my?
It's time for my shot.
It's time for my shot. if you don't give me my shot, I'm going to die. I tell ya." He's like, "Don't worry, your shot is on the plane."
We'll give it to you when we get on board.
Exactly.
And then that's when you know that he's not gonna get shot
He's not
for
gonna
a
get
while.
shot.
Like, okay, this guy is.
We're going to wait until we get on the plane. This is
Yeah.
gonna go wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Dave Chappelle's pinball then like squirts the guy next to him with this kerosene, I think, and then lights him on fire as a distraction. And then I'm not sure, like I think then it's like Cyrus.
I think he steals like somehow like the keys from someone from one of the guards, and
that's
releases
right,
the
yeah.
guys from the cages.
Yeah. And then they fight the other guards. I think they kill one of the other guards. What else?
Yeah, they
Some
basically
people
take
get
control
shot,
of the
I
plane.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think somehow they reach the cabin, the pilot cabin.
Oh, that's right. That's
cockpit.
right. Like the pilot has a gun, and then he gets shot, has the gun taken from him, and then some others get shot, and then they take over the plane.
Yeah, exactly. So, welcome to Con Air.
Welcome to Con Air. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Nicolas Cage during this thing, I think he doesn't do anything, right? He just
No, he's
Well, because
just
they're all
just like
still
looking around
locked up,
and
I think.
planning. Yeah, but he
Yeah, I
doesn't
think
they're all-
partake in the violence.
No.
no. He's just like,
Shit.
I had one more day to go.
exactly.
Yeah, and then in the struggle, like the needles get broken.
Yeah.
For Baby-O, so then like he doesn't have a needle to get his shot.
Of course not.
No.
No. So then they reveal their plan that they're gonna stop off at this
One more pickup thing.
this other pickup.
And then they're gonna fly to a country without extradition treaty.
Where they can't get extradited.
Where they get extradited, and then they're just gonna be living happily ever after.
Yeah.
Of course, that goes against our main character's mission to go back to his daughter's birthday. So he has to somehow solve this problem.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So he's faced with a decision because then they have to find like 3 white guys, I think. 'Cause, like the guard, like I said, like some of the guards are dead.
Yeah, and some of the prisoners are I think they're dead because they have to replace 3
prisoners who got
shot so that they can trade them in the next stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this also then what's his name, the DEA guy who's undercover? Like he.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
But
like he
eventually
they unchain
he does
everyone.
a very stupid thing.
Yeah.
It's really stupid.
They unchain him, and then he's got a gun hidden in his sock. So then he tries. Does he take the guard hostage? I can't remember.
Yeah,
or one of them hostage.
Yeah, I don't remember who he takes hostage of one. I think it's maybe Pinball.
Oh my! Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because the other
Cyrus
then
insults-
Malkovich is just it's a very horrible thing to him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like he doesn't care about him.
Yeah.
He doesn't care if he dies.
Yeah.
So the undercover agent, who's also Latino. The guy posing.
At least you
as
have like a diverse cast of characters.
There's like a Native American guy that gets burned. He was Native American.
I don't remember if the guy who gets
wasn't
burned
it?
is
Or was he
The guy who
Latino
sits
as
next
well?
to Pinball. I think he's Native American.
You can tell us apart.
Well, I don't want to get it wrong, you know? No, you mean the guy who was supposed to organize the plane?
No, I think the guy who gets burned because he calls him chief.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't last long.
Yeah,
No, he
doesn't
comes
last
back in the
long.
end. He's alive. We're gonna get there later. But he has his revenge.
realize.
But he doesn't die when he gets
Yeah,
burned.
exactly. He doesn't die.
And eventually he has his revenge on Pinball.
Yeah. That is.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
Pinball is trying to board the plane. He looks at
Yes, and
him
he's
in the
like, "Fuck
window and
you."
he's like, bye.
Ah, I didn't get that.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot find it. Burned guy. Con Air Casper, guys. I'm Googling.
Hang on.
Well, yeah, the DEA agent, like he takes out his gun. He takes like Bimbo hostage, and then I think Nic Cage is like, "Yeah, you wanna put that down?"
He says it exactly
I would
like
do
that.
that if I were you.
But that's so stupid. Why was he expecting to happen? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, and so he's like, "No, please don't do this," and he's like, "Shut up."
And then he gets distracted by something. I think,
and they
kill him.
because
Yeah.
basically it doesn't work because John Malkovich is an asshole and he doesn't care about his his subordinates.
Yeah, and then since in a way Nic Cage helped to this distraction,
Yeah.
then John Malkovich thinks he did it on purpose to kind of like
Yeah, it's like, well done. That
he's
was
like,
you
"Hey,
did
well
that well.
done, long hair guy."
You southern gentleman, you.
He's a gentleman, you. Yeah, and then he kind of gains Cyrus the Virus
Sort of acceptance.
Approval.
Yeah, approval. That's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, like we said, then they have to find 3 white guys to replace the 3 prisoners that got shot. So then it's like Nic Cage is okay, I could volunteer and get off this plane. And then Baby-O also wants to volunteer, but he's black.
He's black.
So they're like, Saul's
Another commentary on how
Is this when the
Black prisoners.
is this when the 23 guy tries to rape?
I think that's
guard?
before
Oh, God.
something. Yeah, exactly, because he tries to rape the female guard.
Yes, that's right.
And that is why. That's also one of the reasons why Nic Cage doesn't get off the plane.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I was
Because
going to
protect
say.
her.
he has to save his friend somehow, which we'll find out later on.
if he manages it.
And he also he wants to stay to protect
her.
the guard, because I think he tries to rape her. And
Yes.
then Nic Cage kind of stops it.
Yeah, and then
so it's
Cyrus
like, no,
is
you
like,
cannot do it here. And then Cyrus is like, he's right.
yeah.
I never understood though why Cyrus the Virus agrees in not.
I don't think if
From a
they,
criminal's perspective, it would be like.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess it's.
I don't know, because it's like I guess it's his own personal view, I guess, of because he does say like, oh, I hate rapists. and stuff.
that
like
is
rapists,
true.
right, he
rapists
hates
are
rapists.
like for me.
Right,
something
right,
below.
right,
Yeah,
right.
that is true. He does say that.
okay,
like,
true.
Like
Yeah.
you are below the most
Yeah.
horrible thing in the world. Yeah, that is true. So yeah, they have to find out this 3 guys to
Yeah.
replace the other 3 guys,
And
and
they
Baby-O
do.
offers, but he can't
Because it's black.
because he's black. And I think for a second Nicolas Cage does offer to go off.
Yeah,
Get
exactly. They decide to go off together, and then they stop Baby-O, and then Nic Cage last minute then decides to change his mind.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
oh, I'm
Right.
changing my mind. Oh,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, exactly. He says like, I still have 15 more years in my sentence.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend the next 15 years.
Yeah, he
in
lies
prison.
about him being still on
Yeah.
jail.
They don't know that he's
Yeah,
about to be
exactly,
released.
Exactly. So he lies and says like, no, I'm only I still have 15 years ahead of me, so
Yeah.
I don't want to spend it.
Yeah. And then he gets like I think a recorder off the dead DEA agent,
That's
doesn't he?
true. That's
And
true.
then he like puts it in one of the guards that like in his shirt who's gonna be taken
Yeah.
off the plane
Yeah.
to try and send them a message.
Yeah.
And at the same time there's like that bit like we missed when they were loading them on the plane, he had a photo of his daughter that this guard took off him, and he's like, I'm gonna get that back. And then he does.
Yeah.
Then the scene that follows is like, again, a scene where like guards do a terrible job because they want to trade the prisoners, like the fake prisoners for the other guys, and nobody notices. They're like
Yeah.
guards there. Nobody like looks at their faces. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute, you are the criminal. Like how? I mean, there's like a sandstorm.
Yeah,
So I
that's
guess it's
right.
difficult
Yeah.
to see, but still like.
So then they land at the pick off.
Pick up.
The pickup area.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And in the meantime, there's also like, because they also find something in Cyrus's cell, like his prison cell. They notice something as well.
Yeah,
He has
exactly.
like all the plans are like in code or something like
Yeah, I
that.
think that like, exactly because I think they're like cleaning the cell or something.
Yeah.
After they took them, and then I think they found like some like ceramic or like pieces of wool.
Yeah.
And then they check in the wool and they
And
start.
then they realize they can,
Yeah.
like it's crumbling.
Yeah.
And there's stuff hidden behind it.
Exactly.
And then they get,
They find, I think it's there where they find like a box that says "Don't open."
Yeah.
because it's like, because you have this like tension. So it's like, you have this tension of like, are they gonna get caught? You know, like, are they gonna figure it out before they take off again? So then you have this, they're in the cell, and what's his name? John Cusack.
John Cusack, yes.
He like figures out, oh, okay, like they must have been planning something, and then he's like, don't touch anything.
Yeah.
Just leave the thing there.
Don't touch anything. Just leave everything as it is. And then what does one of the guards immediately do? He sits down on the bed and opens his box that says, "Do not open."
I mean, to be honest, I would have probably also opened it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think they find like an image of the Last Supper.
Yes.
It's like a
Eyes
weird
code
message
out
in code,
with-
but I
yeah.
don't understand why. Is that like, why is it in code?
Because I guess you don't want them to figure it out what they're.
Because presumably they read their mail before they give it
Exactly.
to them. So they probably
Oh,
wouldn't.
don't want to
right.
they
This
don't
came
want-
from the outside. Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly, it's like a weird like a image of the Last Supper with the eyes code out, and then it's like a letter, and he kind of figures it out that okay, it has to mean something, and that's.
And he
why
had like all these books on like planes and stuff as well. Yeah.
exactly. So then he opens this. A guard opens the "Do not open" box.
And
And
it's a bomb.
It's a bomb.
It explodes. They all die.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then in the meantime, like they're taking the prisoners off the plane, and Dave Chappelle, like he's taken the transponder with which you can track the plane. He's taken that off the plane and hidden it away on another
On another
plane
like
nearby.
for like the tourists.
Yeah,
or
tourist
something.
plane. But then he gets distracted by this woman. Like, he's like, what are you doing here? And then he starts flirting with
Yeah,
her and gets
yeah.
distracted. And then we meet some other prisoners, one of which is Steve Buscemi's character, who's like a serial killer.
He's like
Yeah.
a Hannibal Lecter type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's the tone they were going for.
Exactly, because he's like with a mask, very
Yeah,
similar
like
to
a whole
Hannibal.
thing tied up. Yeah, like in a chair and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, this character seemed kind of out of place. in
It's
this
weird
movie.
because when I saw it, I thought like, wow, this guy's gonna be like a menace. Like he's gonna be like the
Yeah.
biggest, baddest criminal. Like, oh my god, if this guy gets loose,
Yeah.
it's over because he has like chains and like.
Yeah.
But then he's like a recovered serial killer. Like he never
don't
kills
know.
anybody. And then
It's weird. It's just there to creep them out.
He's just there to creep them out. Exactly. And mostly to creep
but then
them
eventually
out
there
in
is a
that first
point later in
bit.
film where he like
Talks to
you
that
think
girl.
he's gonna kill somebody, but then
Yeah.
he doesn't. So apparently
Exactly.
it's like a commentary on like you can
Judge a book by its cover.
no you can like rehabilitate in prison. There's like hope for criminals.
I
You
don't
can
know.
change.
Oh, maybe. I think we. I love how we're associating
And then
it
they-
to like a commentary on something in society. They probably we just thought it would be cool.
Yeah.
The writers.
It would just be like tense, you know?
But at the end of the film, spoilers, he's the only criminal who doesn't get
He
caught.
gets away.
and
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
leads a normal, happy life, apparently.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But because like he's killed dozens of people, I think.
Yeah,
like,
he's like a psychopath, like
Yeah.
a monster.
Is he?
Obviously. I mean, like, they
At
made
this
him
point?
to look like that.
yeah.
He's just a weird guy at this point. He doesn't kill people. He's not dangerous.
But yeah, so they take the guards out, like the guards try and, alert them, but they put like black bags over their heads and everything.
Yeah.
But then I found that scene really stupid. Like, why didn't they like check? Like,
Yeah.
also, why didn't they check the guys when they hid things on their skin? Like, this is shitty work. This work
I mean, I
guards.
guess
Bad
the
guards.
hiding things in the skin, I think
Don't they have
it's
like metal
really
detectors?
difficult to-
And then Wait, there's something here.
I don't know, because I mean they'd be tied up, wouldn't
Exactly.
I was a
they-
criminal. The first thing I would do is try to hide it somewhere, like skin or like somewhere
No,
where you
but
can't.
she makes a good point. Like if they would have the handcuffs, so that would
So it would go
explain
off.
the metal going off thing.
But what about like just checking if a person is really is the person?
Yeah,
like,
I think
yeah.
that when
That's
they
like,
say
come
like,
on.
they were being too noisy, so we
Yeah.
just gagged them up.
And
And
they-
you're like,
they-
okay.
and they try
seems fair.
they try to explain it with this whole sandstorm thing.
Yes,
Oh,
that's right. Because
We're going on a sandstorm, and then the guy's like, "Wow, perfect."
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? And they say, because now they can see their faces. But it's like,
Yeah.
come on, like just at
Yeah.
least do like a. Oh, okay, yeah, it's this guy.
He's the guy. Let's
yeah,
just
that is true. That is.
But then
true.
again, they didn't have contingency plans for
No,
something.
because
Yeah.
just something like this is so ridiculous. It would never happen. Don't even need to plan for it. No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So and then like they think that it's like they think they're about to get caught, but then they didn't. And then but then one of the guards gets alerted, and then he goes up to Cyrus, and then Cyrus kills him.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think, like at some point, the tape recorder
Exactly,
that Nicolas Cage like put in with one of the guards, like the guard is moving so much that it falls off, and I think it gets destroyed. But because
No, it doesn't look like he gets punched in the chest by like the other guard.
something like that, and
police
then,
brutality
exactly, and then like the tape rolls
onto the floor.
onto the floor, and then like one of them gets it, like picks it up,
Yeah.
and I don't remember.
But that was
if
the
that's
thing, because it's like, because Cyrus is looking, and then it's like, because the bus stops.
Exactly.
But then
that
it
is
keeps
true.
going.
It keeps going. That is
So
true.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I thought, oh, a tape.
Oh, this means nothing. this can't be important. How did this prisoner manage to smuggle a
Yeah.
tape on here? But anyway.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if that policeman that kinds of that gets killed because he's suspicious. I don't know if did John Cusack tell him something?
No, yeah, like I
No.
think he gets this thing because
Yeah,
he was the one who
exactly.
was like, oh, God, now I have to stop these prisoners
Yeah,
from
yeah,
escaping.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, so they get on the plane, and then Dave Chappelle realizes they're leaving without him, so
Yeah.
he chases after them. But
And this
then-
is when I see like
Yeah.
he tries to get in the plane, and then through the window he sees this guy that he just burned.
that he set on fire.
Yeah,
And the guy's like, fuck you, ha ha ha, and they leave him. I mean, it seems like they left it.
Yeah.
They left him there.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're like, it seems like he trips and falls. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's when the guy gets his revenge, and that's the end, I guess, of Dave Chappelle. Not really, but of Dave Chappelle in the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
and then they start.
yeah, they take off again.
They take off again, exactly, because in this stop is where they pick Sandino, the Latin American drug lord,
Okay.
from, because that's the whole thing. I
Just
Oh,
think.
Latin
that's
American.
him.
Like we're
Is
all
that
drug
him?
lords.
Okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah. What did you say?
No, I would say that you don't need to say drug lord because we're all drug lords. It's just
Exactly,
Latin American.
Those are synonyms.
Exactly.
Yes, the guy with the
ponytail.
with the ponytail.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Francisco Cindino.
Yeah.
Okay.
Francisco Cindino, and they pick him up, and then they take off, and it's like woohoo!
We did it! And meanwhile, Nic Cage is like, fuck.
Yeah,
Because he was hoping they would catch them just before
Exactly.
they took off.
exactly.
So now it's like, okay, what do I do now? I have to stop them somehow.
Mm-hmm,
And I still have to get Baby O, his needle.
His needle protect the guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now so now...
This is when this guy finds out about his letter of parole, or is that later?
I think I think it's close to that point. I think one of them is not it doesn't trust him, doesn't trust Nic Cage.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he goes down to where the
Well, because then they're dragging. So something's dragging.
Uh-huh.
So then they
no, this is
send
a different scene. This happens later. What I was saying.
Yeah. So they send Ving Rhames and Nic Cage down to see what's happening, and then it turns out Dave Chappelle got caught in the wheels, and so the wheels haven't been able to close properly. So then Ving Rhames tells him like, okay, drop him. But before he does that, Nick Cage like writes a message on his chest, and then
He just throws him out in the city. I'm like, what the fuck?
Addressed to John Cusack's character.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he throws off the body.
And he almost kills a couple of.
Of course, it's a massive car wreck.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's a lot of people that should have died in this movie, by the way. Like, especially by the end, a lot of civilian life.
Oh man. And then exactly. I'm not sure that. So then they already know. Okay, the plane's been hijacked, and then
he tells them also that they're gonna stop in a different airport to change planes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he writes.
In Con Air, yes.
Yeah, but no, but like the DEA is like, oh, we should shoot them down, like the bad guy.
The asshole guys, like,
asshole
no, let's
guy.
kill this scum.
They killed my agent, like.
But I sent him alone
and,
with a gun. Yeah, and then.
But John Cusack's arguing like, no, we can't do that. How can you just, there are guards on board as well and everything. You can't just shoot them down.
It's my plane, he says.
Exactly, it's my plane. But the asshole DEA guy is like, fuck you, I'm gonna do whatever I like, and orders these like fighter planes to helicopters.
Choppers.
To choppers to follow them. But that's right. And they're tracking the transponder, which is being taken with this tourist plane. But then I think this is when he gets the message left on Dave Chappelle's body. That he's like, no, they're landing in this other area, this other airport, but the asshole doesn't believe him.
Yeah, so he the asshole goes with the other asshole. with the helicopters chasing down the tourist
what they think
plane.
is the plane,
And while this happens, the other guy, the John
Cusack,
steals the other guy's car.
This really nice car.
Really
and
nice
Aston Martin, I think.
Yeah.
Aston Martin.
Because he needs to get there really fast.
I don't know what he thinks he's going to do on his own, but
I don't know.
That's the other question.
That's
another stupid thing that.
So he drives to this abandoned airfield where they're gonna land.
In the plane, then it's like the drama of Baby O who's dying because he doesn't have insulin.
I think they land. I mean, they almost crash there actually.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's something that happens to the plane.
There's another plane landing, and they just have to move up a bit to not crash with this plane, and then they don't have enough runway to land, so they crash against something, and then they're stuck waiting for the plane of this Centino
or something.
Who supposedly is gonna come back with another plane.
Exactly. I think the deal was that he organized another plane for all of them.
Yeah.
And then it turns out he only organized a plane for himself, I think.
Yeah, but I think in the meantime, I think they have all the prisoners I don't know if the plane gets stuck or something.
Yeah, it's it kind of digs into the sand. I
so
think.
all the other prisoners are kind of tying ropes around the
trying
wing,
to pull it out.
Trying to pull it
I
out.
always thought it was so unrealistic. How strong are these guys? Another buff guys, but a plane.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
But Nick Cage gets off the plane.
He needs to get the syringes.
Tries to find the syringe. And then he also stops them from killing these 3 guards as well. And that raises sort of suspicions a bit. They're already a bit suspicious about him. And I can't remember now. It's
he offers to. That's how he goes looking for the syringes. He offers I'll get a very big rope. I don't know what he offers to get, and they go
or fuel or something.
Exactly, and then I think he finds the plane that Santino rented.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Rented for
and it's
himself.
A small plane. It's like a personal private jet.
Exactly, and there are other Latinos there. And
because who else would he hire?
Exactly, and he kind of has a little face off with them.
Get it.
But I think somehow John Cusack comes into the picture and
because he's there, and then they
he's
meet.
there, and it's for somehow it's hey, I'm here to help you.
Yeah, that's right.
And then it's I know who you are. You are this guy who didn't do nothing wrong, but whatever.
I met your wife and daughter.
I met my daughter, and then he was. I think he said something really funny, which is like,
I only
trust two men, and one is me, and the other one's
that's
not
not
you.
Yeah.
That's such a weird thing to say. No, isn't it one's God or something? One's God,
okay,
the other
well,
isn't you.
yeah.
Exactly, something like that. And I think like he's not really, he doesn't really trust fully John Cusack, but it's like okay, like
Yeah, but then he
just-
still goes like looking for the syringe some more.
But he tells them, I think the John Cusack character tells the Nicolas Cage character that reinforcements are coming. Like there's a whole like
That's right,
army
yeah.
of policemen that is gonna show up, and I think he has to like stall them until these guys arrive.
Yeah. That is true because in the meantime, the choppers and the asshole DAA.
That's right,
agents,
yeah.
They find the plane, like they keep tracking. It's like, okay, we're almost there. We're about to shoot
Yeah.
it down.
Yeah,
and then they realize
realize.
that it's just like a civilian plane.
Yeah.
And they realize that John Cusack was right all along, and that's when they sell
So then exactly, so they head down there, and then other soldiers are coming with like
Lots of guns.
Yeah.
Lots of
cars and
policemen.
everything.
Yeah.
It's gonna. But then the thing is, somehow the criminals also learn that these guys are coming.
Yeah, because like one of them is like using the binoculars.
Right, there's
Isn't
some
it-
guy
isn't it
making
Danny
watch.
Trejo, I think.
I
He's like on
think-
the watchtower or something.
Yeah,
and
and
he's
then
like,
he
they're coming.
Exactly, he sees like the dust. From
Yeah,
from
exactly.
The dirt,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, we have company."
And the worst thing is that the criminals find out that there's like a stash of weapons in the plane, and they
Oh, that's
arm themselves
right,
to the
yeah.
teeth. So now it's like, ooh.
Oh
And
no.
then Nicolas Cage manages to tie a rope to a post, like a concrete thing, a concrete like block from the plane.
Stop the plane.
So the
That
idea
is
was to
true,
stop
that
the
is
guys
true.
until
Yeah.
the guards arrive. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, even though they do their best, after a long
But,
and
like,
awesome action scene.
I mean, before that, there's like, what's the drug lord's name?
Santino.
Because like he
Santino.
tries to get away,
Right.
and then but his plane crashes,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Please, no, Cyrus." No.
That's the best,
the best
line
line.
of the entire film. Like, of course, like John Malkovich and everyone else, like they figure out that the guy wasn't gonna take.
Yeah.
I think they shoot him down, right? Like, do they?
I don't remember what happens to the plane. The fact is that it's not gonna work anymore.
Yeah.
And then,
No, like it tries to get away, and then John Cusack like lowers that crane onto the back of it
that's
Right,
true.
and
right.
rips off the tail.
Yeah.
Oh
exactly.
yeah, he has like a bulldozer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then it's like he is like, please,
Please, Cyrus.
die. And then he's
Onara.
Onara.
Like he takes a cigarette and just throws it at the, sets him on fire. It's like sayonara. It's like, oh,
It's the best comeback.
that is the best
Ever.
line in the movie.
Yeah. I wish my name started with Sai, so I could say
Just
that.
so you could do
I
that.
couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my god, did he really just Onara?
Do you think that that's the whole reason they made this movie? Like they had this line in
They had
mind.
this line.
They built the entire film
They have to
around
come
that
up
They
with-
line.
reverse engineered it.
Yeah. They have to come up with a story that fits
Exactly,
this
to
line.
justify that line. So good.
I laughed my ass off. Like I really laughed out loud.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and when I heard it, it's like, yes. And then boom, it blows up.
man, you go, John. Oh boy, yeah. So, so he's dead. They set him on fire. He's dead, and then they basically like set up this trap for like the soldiers that are coming. And then I think John Cusack finds like this bulldozer then to try
right.
and protect them.
Yeah.
To try and get them through, and Nicolas Cage is like trying to like ties up the back of the plane, but then also you have like Danny Trejo, who's then tries to go after the female guard again.
But he gets
Um,
a kick in the face.
Exactly. Yeah, because Nick Cage finds the syringe that he needs, and then
Yeah.
he gets back, and then he has to fight Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
But also the girl kicks him.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a bit of female empowerment.
Yeah.
And what else? I think then he manages to give him the shot, right?
He gives
Finally gives
Baby O
him
the
the shot.
shot. And
So
you
he's
think,
saved.
Baby O, you made it.
So yeah, and then they get they all
What?
But spoiler alert, he doesn't.
well he does. Like he's in the ambulance at the end.
No, he lives.
I
Yeah.
don't know, but he gets, well,
Yeah, like you think for a moment
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna make it. Yeah, so then they all get on the plane, like they manage to tug the plane out and get the plane moving again, and then Cyrus sees that the plane's been tied up, so then they shoot the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they manage to get back up in the air before like the helicopters arrive, I guess. But then I think the helicopters are chasing them after that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a car tied to the plane. Because
Sorry,
then
which
the
one?
car falls from the sky.
Yeah, like they
Oh,
tie
that's
up-
right. No, like it gets caught. Like, yeah, like the thing that he tied the
Right,
plane
gets
with.
caught in the asshole
And then-
guy's car.
Exactly, like it
Yeah.
hooks onto the asshole guy's car, and then it gets thrown through the watchtower and then falls. And
Yeah, I thought that was
that was so satisfying.
Yeah, and he was like, someone's like, isn't that your car? No, I left mine at the office.
Ah, fuck. Yeah, because it's got like a number plate with like ass kicker or something
Ass
on it,
kicker.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's personalized number plate.
So the asshole guy gets his,
Yeah, he has what it's coming to him or something.
I guess.
like
Oh yeah, and then now I realize like he does kill that guy who's like suspicious of him before that, and then they see him
Yeah.
when they get the guns out, and now they're definitely suspicious of him because who tied the plane up and who killed so and so, and then I think they try to go after him, and then that's when the helicopters arrive. I think.
The helicopters shoot their engines, and then somehow they manage to like fight them off, lose them somehow. But the thing is that I don't know what happens in the middle, but at some point they realize that they have to land. I think because they don't have enough fuel.
They don't have enough fuel,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
have to land, and I think they
Well, like they like the asshole DA guy is like threatening to shoot the plane down. And
Oh
then...
yeah, he has an arc.
Exactly. Finally,
He's
even
such
he has an
asshole
arc.
this whole time. Then finally he's like, hold fire, like he doesn't
yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, like Larkin manages to persuade him, like this guy's trying to get home to his wife and kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
Still a murderer.
In the meantime, they have called Nicolas Cage's wife and daughter. Like I think they were in the place where they were gonna pick him up.
Yeah.
And then they call them, and then they bring them wherever they have to bring them.
Yeah, exactly.
So that they, please, can you
So
give
Las
us some
Vegas.
information about
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage? Is he a good person? He's the best person.
He's the
ever.
best person ever. Why wouldn't he come home to us?
Yeah, exactly. Like he has a little girl to come to. Wouldn't you want to come back to her?
Well, depends.
Oh god.
Yeah, so then they can't reach the next like airport, so they just crash
In Las
down
Vegas,
in Las
I think?
Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, baby.
And they say Viva Las Vegas. Nicolas Cage has a one line.
Which one you think like probably more people might have died with that crash.
I
than
think
if you
definitely
just
a lot
shot
of people
down that
died.
plane.
A lot of children died. A lot of like that's Nicolas Cage is guilty. Like he should go
Yeah,
to jail.
he managed to get all those people hurt, killed, whatever, massive property damage.
Yeah.
But I think magically in the world of movies, nobody dies. Everybody just like gets out of the way of the giant
Yeah.
plane.
Yeah.
And, They land somehow. Nobody dies. No, one guy dies when they land. The rapist guy.
Yeah,
He
I
was
love that
chained
shot,
to
though.
a thing, and then he's dead.
Yeah, exactly. So they crash, and then Nic Cage and Baby O and the female guard get off, and
And
but then
it seems at this
also-
point that they won. Like the police
Exactly,
comes
yeah.
in and they start to apprehending the guards, and it's even like the family shows up, and Nicolas Cage is about to like finally meet his daughter,
yeah.
but then
Yeah.
we see that
Then we
John
see
Malkovich
John
and
Malkovich.
some of the other criminals are escaping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on a fire truck.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
And of course, they just
He
and
has to
John-
stop them because he's a
and-
good guy.
Exactly, and he and John Cusack just find these motorcycles.
They don't even tell anybody.
No,
They're not like,
they
hey
just
guys,
take these-
come on, let's stop these guys. They're like, no, you and me.
Yeah.
We-
Yeah,
do this
exactly. The two of
alone.
us, not the cops.
Exactly. We're just gonna get into this motorcycles.
Exactly. We're just gonna chase them.
Just gonna chase them. And they do. They do.
And they do. Yeah, and they try and there are some cops that go with them, but then they get sprayed with water.
That's true.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And
How about like a roadblock? And that's it.
well,
These police suck. Like, no, the solution is to like jump in the thing and like fight the guys. like,
exactly like they jump onto the fire engine and
just close the road. And then the truck has to stop.
and yeah, and like Cyrus I think tries to like stab him with I don't know what he has, like where you get that from.
Some metal bar
Yeah,
thing.
like a thing, but then he stabs John Malkovich in the leg.
That hurts.
Oh, and then I can't remember what happens to Ving Rhames. Like he somehow
Somehow the thing
dies.
gets filled with water.
no, like that's the driver though. Like I don't like he's on the side, like he's on the back or something. Doesn't he like I don't know get exploded
Ooh.
or something?
Don't remember how he dies. Just
Yeah,
remember
that's-
John Malkovich's leg being stabbed, and I'm thinking
Yeah.
like that's horrible.
And then they fight on top of the thing. Exactly, and then John Cusack like fills the driver's thing with water.
Right.
And then they crash. Oh no, like he chains John Malkovich to like the ladder, doesn't he?
I think
so he
so.
can't
Yeah.
get away, and then lifts the ladder.
Oh, and then he he
he has he dies in the most
he
convoluted
flies
way.
off the train, and he's like he enters like a construction site or something.
Like he flies through this. I guess it's like a bridge, like a glass bridge first of all, and then he lands on like a construction
something
site.
that is like hammering down on the floor, and he happens to his
Land.
head happens to land
exactly
down,
there.
and he gets like. Don't even show it.
Satisfying ending.
Yeah.
But then it's done.
Then
it's
it's
definitely
done.
over.
Yeah. And then he
Finally meets
he
his
meets his wife and daughter.
And daughter.
And what was I gonna say? And of course, like one thing, like I thought that was quite cheesy, like the music, the song that they picked for like him and his daughter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live without
Oh, you. It's like, okay, we get it. You have a daughter, man.
Americans.
It's really funny how like the first time this little kid gets introduced to her father is like when he's looking all
He's looking like a total mess.
It looks like
and she's like at first a little hesitant to
he hands her this disgusting like
Ah,
dirty
yeah.
bunny. And she's like, ugh. He's like, oh, I'm
No.
sorry.
But then the mom's like, take the bunny.
Take the
it's
fucking
okay,
bunny.
that's your dad.
Take your dad's bunny.
And she like hates him, and but then she's like forced to love him. At the end. Like, who is this disgusting long-haired man?
Yes. And then I guess it's happily.
Yeah, well, and then
And then with
Steve
John Cusack, they're
Buscemi's-
like now they're brothers. or something.
exactly like it's like now there's three people.
Now I
I
trust you. Yeah.
Ah,
I love
exactly,
you.
There's three
that's
people
it.
I trust now. No, but there's also Steve Buscemi's character who gets away.
That's
Exactly.
true. Because that's the other thing. Like
We
in
missed-
the
yeah,
exactly when they are in the airplane in the abandoned
In the desert, yeah.
desert
Airfield.
airfield, yeah, airfield. Steve Buscemi kind of like wanders off, and he finds this like empty abandoned pool, and for some reason there's a little girl there.
Like playing.
Yeah, I think this is supposed to be like a victim. Like
Well, that's what you're made to think.
okay.
But
Yeah.
then she. You see
Because he
her
doesn't kill
later.
her.
Exactly.
yeah, because he's a rehabilitated criminal.
Yeah.
He's fit for society.
No, exactly. But what I mean is that, this little girl is very conveniently there
Exactly.
alone.
I think she's like the family from that other guy who was there or something. But it's weird. It feels like it's not really happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
weird
exactly.
dream.
Because it's so bizarre that this little kid is playing here.
On her own, like
In an
completely abandoned,
dirty-
apparently.
dirty-
This is like a drug dealing cartel next day.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
With the
there's-
plane, and there's like a dead guard in one of the towers. Like, why is this girl here?
Yeah.
At some point, you assume
I mean,
that there's
when
nobody
when
there.
she like waves afterwards, there's
Then
like a
there's
couple of
like
caravans.
Yeah. But it's only.
So I'm guessing
only
there must be a
then.
caravan park
Yeah,
nearby.
exactly.
But it feels like at some point you're thinking like, is this actually happening, or is
Well,
this
because
like,
he has the doll.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is real.
Yeah.
But it's just
Yeah.
that weirdly directed scene.
Yeah,
it's
quite,
weird.
It's a little bit weird. Yeah, and then he plays a little bit like tea with her.
Yeah.
And you
And
think, oh my
sings.
god, he's gonna
Kill
kill her,
her,
rape
yeah.
her, chop her up in pieces. And he doesn't. He just plays
Yeah.
tea with her.
Yeah.
And then he just leaves.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, okay, so he didn't hurt her. And then at the end of the movie, he's like in a casino playing.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
getting rich.
It's really weird.
I think it's because the movie is trying to tell us that you can, like,
Rehabilitate-
criminals can
Rehabilitate
change.
some people.
Like,
maybe.
criminals are not gonna be forever criminals.
Yeah,
You
maybe.
can resist the urge to do illegal, horrible things.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the scene from the movie that we were talking about. Do you remember this criminal who's like a transvestite? There's a scene when Nicolas Cage hits everybody, like punches people, and then he faces this guy and he looks at him and he doesn't know. He doesn't know if
If he wants to hit him or not.
and
yes.
then he slaps him on the face.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what they were trying to do with that character, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
think
didn't know
he's
if
just-
they wanted for us to take him seriously or for us to laugh.
I think
at
it's just a
them.
joke to like laugh of the fact that he's dressed up as a woman, and
No, it
that
was
Nicolas
weird.
Cage was like unsure.
Because it's not like they contribute to the plot or anything.
I think it was
Yeah.
just
They're
for that joke.
there.
He's like he was gonna punch him, and then he slaps him.
No, but the entire character is what
Yeah.
this all means. Like the fact
Was
that
he a
that this,
character?
yeah, he's in different.
Yeah, because
different shots.
because then they land in the desert, and then the first thing he goes and does is look for a dress. And then
Yeah,
he shows
But I
up
think
in
it's just like
dress.
a joke. Like he
Exactly.
But that's
when-
what she
exactly.
means.
That's what I mean. He's not a character. He doesn't have like an arc or anything. He's
No, but
just
I guess I mean again, it's the 90s.
I mean, you've got plenty of already enough characters. I guess you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know why. It's just fun.
No, I guess that was like I guess it was meant to be like a funny thing. You know, like I always remember there's this scene in one of the Die Hard movies, I think it's the fourth one, in which he is kind of fighting this girl, and he's like, do you think that just because you're a girl I'm not gonna fight you? And he beats the shit out of her. I think it was something in the same lines of, it's
exactly.
the moral dilemma of, you are a feminine character, should I hit you?
Exactly.
Or
That's
else
what.
it's gonna-
That's the
I
point.
don't
Yeah,
know.
but I thought it was funny. I don't know.
No, yeah, I guess.
I don't know. It was just like I didn't really.
I don't think
know.
I don't think that joke
Whether they were
works nowadays.
So
Yeah,
you should have just punched
exactly.
him.
It would. Yeah.
I don't think you should have had a character like that to be a joke. I think you
No,
should have made
definitely
it,
not.
yeah.
But then again, I don't know. I just laughed. Maybe I'm a horrible person.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I don't think it translates well into today's
No, definitely not.
media.
No, that's why this movie is
Yeah.
made back then. But
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I was just a bit confused because like the way the characters treat him is like they don't. I guess not. They don't really mock him or
Yeah,
No,
put
no.
him down. So it
Yeah.
was kind of like I don't know. Like, is this like are they actually trying to represent?
I think they were
Yeah.
trying. But back then,
But then
this idea was different. It's like they
yeah,
were
exactly.
kind
I
of-
couldn't really decide. I couldn't really tell if the film was trying to take him seriously or whether it was supposed to be a joke. Like that was.
yeah, I think back then there was this like transition Period.
I think
between
maybe they
completely
tried to-
laughing at this
yeah.
and
Yeah.
respecting it somehow.
Yeah, I think they maybe tried to do both. Maybe they tried to because I found very cool the fact that it was like, can I have a gun? And then
Yeah.
he was like, okay,
And then they were
just
just like, yeah.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't mention like.
yeah.
No, they
the
never
fact that
call
he's
him
feminine
like a name or
So
something.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
kind of like they all seem to just accept him.
Yeah.
But then
You
I
have
didn't.
this
him
bit.
like the first thing he does is like look for a dress, and then he shows up in a dress, and then this.
And when
they
he
have this,
comes
like,
out of the
fight,
plane
and
and
then
he sees the
Nicolas
cops.
Cage slaps him.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit like, okay, so what were we going for?
Yeah, I
Are
think
we
maybe-
taking it seriously or not?
Maybe they're
mean,
trying to do both.
This
yeah.
movie is made by the
Yeah.
perspective of like a southern, probably Catholic man. That's the hero. So he's like, what do I
Yeah.
do now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
But, yeah.
what do I do?
Yeah, that's Con Air.
That
And
is
then
Con Air.
probably like he couldn't get a job and like he lived a horrible life and his wife divorced him.
That's the sequel. What happens
After
to...
7 years in prison, that's
Yeah,
what
come
split
on.
them up.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be like Shawshank Redemption. Like,
exactly.
Aww.
Yeah, and so that was Con Air.
Yeah, that was Con Air.
really fun. I think
Fun,
it's
entertaining
it's
movie.
a nice film. I think
It's an entertaining film.
It's an entertaining film.
it's fun.
Yeah. So Hazel, out of 10 airplanes,
Out of 10 bunnies.
out of 10 bunnies, however you want, how many would you give it?
I think I would give it 8. 8 bunnies out of 10.
Yeah,
It's very entertaining, I think. Yeah.
fair enough. And
Like I say, except for, like I say, I think there's some parts like Steve Buscemi where it's like, okay, I don't really understand what you were trying to do with this.
yeah.
But for the most part, it's like you've got an interesting cast of characters and a good, entertaining plot, high stakes. Yeah.
Nice.
And a nice message.
Multiple
God
nice
exists.
messages.
God exists, and people can be good.
Yeah. Okay, Andre.
I will give it 7 planes. What were we saying? 7.
Yeah.
7 Danny Trejo arms hanging from a.
7 hearts.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was fun. It has action. It's funny. Like I laughed.
Yeah. Some good lines.
And it's well made. It has lots of cool action, good characters, good actors. But although I found that the plot was sometimes a bit too convoluted, I was like, I don't really follow what's happening all the time. And maybe it has too many characters. And I think I don't know, like some things are just like, I don't know what's up with his hair and like the way he speaks. I feel like it could have been maybe better if he had acted better. I think like in his movie he doesn't act very good. Like
I mean, I think
it's just the accent, isn't it?
It
distracts you.
I don't know. Sometimes it didn't
It
feel
just distracts you.
the emotion. But yeah, it was fun. I recommend.
Yeah.
I would give it. Yeah, I think I would give it 7 as well. Because of the accent. I think the accent really does
Exactly. Yeah.
affect the
it's the
performance.
accent,
And I think at the beginning, like with all of these montages of him in the military, and then he is going home, and then
Him in prison.
Yeah, I think exactly the one in prison. I think is too much exposition. I would say. I mean, I don't know how you could have done it better, but I do think it's very expositional. Like, hello, little Donna. It's been 2 years since I'm here, and I'm already picked up 10. And,
Yeah, because like you would get, because they do show photos of her as
Yeah.
well, like growing up. Like you could
Yeah.
show that visually, like you
Yeah.
know that years have passed.
Yeah,
Time has
exactly.
passed.
So I think the beginning for me was a little bit like, oh my god, what kind of movie is this? But then I think it gets really, really good, really
Yeah.
entertaining. Like I said, I always enjoy John Malkovich.
You know something that I think would have helped? I think his time in prison wasn't shown as being that bad. Like
It wasn't shown
Well,
at
it wasn't
all.
shown.
exactly, if they would have shown like, oh, prison sucks.
You
like,
get
I
someone
really
with a
wanna go
cellmate,
to
and
my
then,
family.
yeah, and like I mean, he gets those books handed to him. Like he seems to make friends with the guy who.
Or maybe if his daughter had a better like a need to see his dad. I feel like she was fine without his dad. I don't know. Like it was just him. He wanted to see his daughter. But
If it was his daughter.
Exactly,
yeah.
which we have agreed probably.
did she look
isn't.
like him at all? No, right?
She was blonde.
I mean, she looked more like the mom.
Like the mom.
So
So.
Yeah, so.
There you go. So now.
what about
we
the fun
finish-
facts?
Exactly.
Or this
We're
fun
finishing
movie?
off with. Well, I've got 2 fun facts actually.
Nice.
So one I think I already mentioned, which was Nic Cage made this film back to back with Face Off. So and they were released within 3 weeks of each other.
Oh,
June '97.
June 97.
Literally as old as me.
A good year for humanity.
Exactly.
Hazel was born.
I was born and
Bon Air Face Off came to life.
Exactly.
Good year for Nicolas Cage also. He had like
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
for
The
him.
Rock, and then yeah, Con Air, Face Off. Yeah, just kept
nice.
getting better and better for him.
Yeah.
When did
then
he
it
do
went
this
downhill.
other?
Yeah. That was
Didn't last that long.
His last good year.
Yeah, then he did this Ghost Rider.
Oh,
That's when
I
things-
way after that.
But
That
that's
was like
when
the
things
2000s,
really
isn't
started to like.
I don't know. I think before Ghost Rider, I saw this film called The Wicker Man.
Oh,
It's a very horrible film.
I've
didn't
only
like
heard
it.
that's
things.
a remake of a movie and it sucks.
yeah. I've only heard things. I've only seen like the meme of him like, no, not the bees, not the
not the
bees. That's the only bit I know.
CGBs. There's also a scene in that movie where he's like dressed as a bear. He punches a woman in the face or something like that. It sounds like, and it's just so bizarre.
Oh God!
Wow,
Let's see Nicolas Cage's.
Yeah, I mean, in the meantime, I'll give you my second fun fact. So the director of this movie, Simon West.
Yes.
His biggest gig before Con Air was directing the music video for Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up."
Oh
What?
Never gonna
Crazy.
give you up. Never gonna let you down.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can see that.
I can see in the cinematography now. Yeah, that was his biggest gig before then.
That goes to tell you that nothing stops you from one day directing. Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down. Never gonna turn around and desert you.
And then you're just directing one of the biggest blockbusters in the 90s.
Yeah, with one of the biggest stars of the 90s.
Yeah.
David Chappelle.
I mean, after 97, I mean, I'm just gonna read to you the films that I've heard of. 8 millimeters I've heard of, and that's a good one. Adaptation was
That's an awesome movie.
I think that's a. Have you seen it?
I love it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a drama?
It's like a comedy drama. It's the best movie ever made. I think it's my favorite Nicolas Cage movie.
It's Spike Jones. Okay.
Oh, okay.
He's the
Spike
director.
Jones.
It's a really good movie. Like,
Nice.
and it has this really famous actress,
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Meryl Streep,
Okay.
Tilda Swinton.
Wow.
and he plays himself. No, he plays the writer of the movie. It's a very weird story, and he also plays the fake, non-existent, because this is a real writer who he plays in the movie. But then in the movie he has a twin brother that's also played by him, and it's really weird.
Yeah,
It's like one of these like weird mindfuck.
Yeah, it says like it's a meta comedy drama film.
Exactly. It's a movie about writing that movie. It's very weird because the writer was experiencing creative block. He had to write an adaptation from a book, but then he couldn't come up with a good script, and then he made a movie about writing the story for this book and about like dealing with this thing.
I've seen like little clips of it, and it's like, okay, that is very Deus Ex Machina, don't you think? And it's like very about that creative
very
process.
meta.
I think this is my favorite Nicolas Cage movie because he doesn't play like an action hero. He plays like a complete loser, and I think this like suits him better.
Okay.
Like,
Good. Well,
it's a perfect role for him, and it's great. It's funny, and everyone should watch it.
Yeah. Also, Lord of War, which I've heard that is good. That's the one with Jared Leto, and he's like a weapon trafficker or something.
Okay.
World Trade Center.
Okay. I'm guessing that's about 9/11.
Yeah. Not really good. The Wicker Man, Ghost Rider, Next, which is supposed to be horrible.
Next,
It's
like
about the
MTV's Next.
Yeah, like MTV's Next. Yeah.
Okay. Then it's good.
G-Force is in G-Force.
Yeah.
Knowing is supposed to be very bad as well.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Kick-Ass, Most Ghost Rider, The Croods.
That's good. I like the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, and other things that I haven't seen.
And then he's done some like weird like indie stuff now, hasn't he? Like Pig and
He
something
did this
else.
movie where he's like the guy who believes he killed Osama bin Laden.
Oh.
He's like a crazy person from real life. It's based on a guy who I think claimed to have killed Osama bin Laden himself or something. I think he plays in that movie. Forgot the name.
Like there's supposed to be like
And Mandy, he plays in this weird
That was
like
another
horror
one. Yeah, Mandy.
schlock
I've heard
movie.
of that, yeah.
Yeah. In 2023, he's supposed to play Count Dracula in Renfield,
Okay.
which is an upcoming American dark fantasy horror comedy directed by Chris McKay. So
Okay.
something to look forward to for all the Nicolas Cage fans.
But I would recommend The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
That's
Okay.
a really
That
that's
I
was
a
an
haven't
really
seen
nice
that
film.
entertaining
one.
film. Yeah, it
It's
was fun.
it's really nice. It doesn't take itself too seriously.
Exactly, it sort of
really-
plays with his image
Yeah.
as an actor, like he plays himself, and they write like them trying to write a script as well, so it's a bit meta.
meta as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Nicolas Cage wasn't really meant to play action hero characters. I think he really
him.
wanted to, but
Mm,
that's not where he shines at the best, I feel.
okay.
I mean, I really think he's a good.
I mean, it did yeah.
He didn't do a bad job. I
No.
think. But it's just that I think he's become associated with this kind of like,
Weird,
weirdo.
wacky.
So I guess
yeah.
those characters now fit a little bit better. I guess.
Mm.
He has this film very famous where he is like a con artist, and that is with Sam Rowell. That's a really good film. He has like OCD.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
So when did he make that film with Angelina Jolie where he steals cars?
So many films. I haven't seen any of
I know he's made so many films.
Yeah, I think that's Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah, something like that.
That was sure after I saw it here. 2000. In the 2000s.
Okay, so it was afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go.
There you go.
Keep watching I really like Nicolas Cage. I mean, I haven't met him. But I think he... exactly. The movie I was mentioning is Matchstick Men. It's from 20,
Oh.
20
That's like
2003. It's a black comedy by Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott, that was
Yeah.
it, yeah.
That's a really entertaining film. But yeah, I always enjoy. I think he's a really interesting character to watch, even like in bad movies.
Yeah,
I
he still
think
does he's still committed to the
Yeah,
performance.
yeah, exactly. So.
Oh, I saw the worst Nicolas Cage movie ever made, by the way, in my job.
Yeah.
It's called Left Behind.
Left Behind.
It's a horrible, like, Christian post-apocalyptic movie where he's a pilot in a
Yeah.
plane where suddenly, like, all people on Earth that are, like, sinners that haven't, like, confessed
Yeah.
or converted to Catholicism disappear.
Oh.
No, sorry. Everyone who is a Catholic and is confessed goes to heaven and disappear. And all the sinners are left on Earth to fend for themselves. And they're on a plane, and it's just the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
What's it called?
And Nicolas Cage is in like
Left
3
Behind?
scenes.
Left Behind.
Left Behind. It's based on a series of books,
Oh.
Okay.
apparently. The Christian books.
So like recently was this?
Yeah, this was
2014.
a few years ago.
Okay.
It must be like
With
20.
Chad Michael Murray. Remember when Chad Michael Murray was someone? Do you know who Chad Michael Murray is?
No.
Did you ever see? Do you know who Hilary Duff is?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, and he made with her like the new Cinderella story. They made like a new Cinderella movie
Yeah,
with her.
yeah, yeah.
I saw that movie for some reason.
Yeah. And he was like the Prince Charming.
Oh, okay.
And he was very popular like in the early 2000s. He was like one of
Okay.
the hottest guys for
Before me.
Exactly. For teenagers and
Okay.
and little girls. He was like, oh my God. And then he just disappeared.
Yeah, I never.
Yeah,
even-
there you
no,
go.
I've never heard of him.
Yeah. Well, I guess that was it. But it was a pleasure to go
Yeah.
through this trilogy with you two and with everyone listening.
Yeah, that's all your Nicolas Cage content.
Yeah. We are back next week with a new theme.
Well, first it's we're back with our
Oh no, exactly. We're back.
usual
with-
installment.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
The Sopranos.
We're back next week with more Sopranos. For that, Andres Hagedorn won't be joining us.
Yep.
But all of the Andres Hagedorn's fans,
He'll be back.
he'll be back. Don't worry, for a new theme
Exactly.
of this crazy.
A new collection of films.
Exactly. So make sure again to follow us on Instagram, _pod, where we always are sharing some nice images. But now, thank you, Hazel, as always.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Hagedorn.
Thank you.
And thank all of you listening.
Yeah.
Stay on for next week. Again, follow us on _pod. And hasta la próxima semana.
Bye.
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 If
If you like this episode, why not hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode? And if that's still not enough, you can follow us on Instagram at elevatorpitch_pod to stay up to date with all the latest news.